this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Okay, so my dog Little has figured out what a Chewy box looks like. And so she sees it and immediately assumes it's for her and goes rushing over to it.
Issa is the same way. She barks at everyone else, but the Chewy box, she's like, I'll let that one slide. You know what? I can't blame her. Chewy has over 100,000 products, food, treats, toys, beds, but all the stuff that both our dogs love.
And it shows up in like 1 or 2 days. Like I've barely hit the order button and it's already on my porch.
So convenient. And it's not just dog stuff. Birds, fish, reptiles. Chewy's got the whole pet universe covered.
You know what surprised me was the health side. Now, you know, my sweet Holly was a medically complex poodle with her heart disease and her kidney disease, and she needed a lot of prescription meds and prescription food. And Chewy was outstanding and really went above and beyond to make sure that she had what she needed. So I appreciate that. And Chewy will take care of all prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth, vet visits. The list goes on.
And they're now rolling out actual vet clinics. So that is huge.
Amazing. And if Little turns her nose up at something, which she does quite often, I can return it within a year with no questions asked. And if I ever need help, Chewy's 24/7 customer service is actually helpful.
Chewy just makes the whole pet parent thing feel easier.
They really do. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/howrude.
Hey, and welcome to the Short Stuff. I'm Josh, and there's Chuck, and Jerry's here sitting in for Dave, so it's short stuff. It is
That's
the great
right.
short stuff. Why don't you like short stuff?
You're bringing me down. Oh, okay. I felt sure you were going Bill Murray there.
I don't remember him saying you're bringing me down.
Yeah, I think that was what he sang in the Star Wars, when he sang the words to Star Wars.
I know what you mean.
You're bringing me down.
I don't remember that part.
We are not talking about that, though. We're talking about directional walking, and this is from our old colleagues at howstuffworks.com, and not our old colleagues, but we used to use Cracked all the time. I used to love that site.
Back in the Jack O'Brien days.
Yeah, I guess Jack O'Brien is now our colleague and has been for a while.
So we're 1 degree removed.
Check out the Daily Zeitgeist if you don't already.
Indeed.
Great show.
Yep,
Jack and Miles in the gang.
that's right. What else?
You've been on that show. I haven't.
Twice.
I know.
2 times over.
They're going to ask you a third time before they ask me.
I would love that.
I even had those guys a movie crush.
Ouch.
I know, right?
Whoa. No,
That's okay.
no, they
I
have
love them.
to,
I'm just
Chuck.
kidding. This will get back to them somehow, I think.
Somehow, some way. So, Chuck, we're not talking about Daily Zeitgeist today. We're not.
Not now.
We're talking about something entirely different, which is the direction that people tend to move in.
That's right. And generally, if you walk into like an amusement park or a store, and we'll talk about shopping kind of toward the end, in general, in the United States, people tend to go in and move to the right to a place and are indeed subtly or not so subtly steered to go to the right.
Yeah, but from what I understand, it's like amplifying our natural tendency to move to the right, at least in the United States. In Great Britain, Japan, we need to hear from you because we are being told that you guys tend to move to the left. Like, say, when you enter a grocery store, do you guys, and this is a question to you in the UK and in Japan, when you enter a grocery store, do you move to the left or do you move to the right? Really stop and think about it and then email and let us know, okay? Because supposedly you guys move to the left, we move to the right, and there's some pretty interesting explanations for why.
Yeah, I mean, I can say anecdotally, and I think you can agree with this, if you go to London or something and you're from the United States, you're going to be bumping into people a lot because they also tend, I think, to walk down the left side of like a hallway as opposed to the right side. Isn't that correct?
Like maniacs.
Yeah. And when you look at sports fields, like the way you run bases or race a car or a horse or race your legs, that is done in a human
Yeah,
running.
yeah, I've just never heard it put like that.
That is counterclockwise, and they found that when people walk up to like a track to go running, they instinctively move to the right, which is counterclockwise and jibes with how sports are done.
Right. But then put differently, that's when you're entering like a field of action from the outside. If you imagine
Right.
the field of action being bounded by a circle, when you enter that field of action, you enter the circle, you move to the right, which takes you counterclockwise. But
Right.
if you're already in the circle and you decide to just start taking right turns, you're actually moving clockwise, which is brain busting if you think about it.
Okay, I literally did not understand that until you just said it that way.
I that's because it was really poorly put.
Yeah, I did not get it at all because I was like, doesn't it matter like which way you're facing
Nope.
to begin with?
No.
But if you continue to take rights is what the key is.
Exactly.
Because, 3 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 rights make a left.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah. Especially if you say it like that.
They've done some studies over the years because they thought handedness might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
And this was in the Association for Psychological Science is where it was printed.
That sounds
But
made up, doesn't it?
It does. They did find, though, that lefties tend to prefer the left side and righties like the right.
Mm-hmm.
And they even studied stroke patients who lost use of their dominant hand and found that over time they had to reverse a natural bias to favor what was their original dominant hand with which way they would go.
Mm-hmm. And these studies were very, very important in helping later determine how to best share a Twix bar.
I was wondering what was coming up there.
Do you want to take a break real quick?
Sure.
Okay. We're going to come back and keep talking about the direction people tend to move.
Okay, so my dog Little has figured out what a Chewy box looks like. And so she sees it and immediately assumes it's for her and goes rushing over to it.
Issa is the same way. She barks at everyone else, but the Chewy box, she's like, I'll let that one slide. You know what? I can't blame her. Chewy has over 100,000 products: food, treats, toys, beds, but all the stuff that both our dogs love.
And it shows up in like 1 or 2 days. Like I've barely hit the order button and it's already on my porch.
So convenient. And it's not just dog stuff. Birds, fish, reptiles. Chewy's got the whole pet universe covered.
You know what surprised me was the health side. Now, my sweet Holly was a medically complex poodle with her heart disease and her kidney disease, and she needed a lot of prescription meds and prescription food. And Chewy was outstanding and really went above and beyond to make sure that she had what she needed. So I appreciate that. And Chewy will take care of all prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth, vet visits. The list goes on.
And they're now rolling out actual vet clinics. So that is
It's
huge.
amazing. And if Little turns her nose up at something, which she does quite often, I can return it within a year with no questions asked. And if I ever need help, Chewy's 24/7 customer service is actually helpful.
Chewy just makes the whole pet parent thing feel
They
easier.
really do. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/howrude.
Joy is essential, and it's also elusive. You can't order it, you can't borrow it, or simply hope it into life. But now, there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. Together, guys, we'll have meaningful conversations with the world's most fascinating people. Entertainment legends, sports icons, wellness experts, and everyday people will share how they find, allow, and experience joy. And I'll offer some of my own tips and takes on seeking a more balanced and harmonious life. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Joy after a breakup, joy as an empty nester, joy after a loss, joy as a caretaker. This new podcast will speak to you. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Chuck, so you kind of said it. One thing that has been used to explain why people move in certain directions possibly has to do with the side of the road that you drive on. And yes, anecdotally, if you're in America and you're walking down a hallway, you're probably walking on the right side your right side,
Yes.
not your left side, because then you would probably bump into a lot of people. That's just kind of how things are laid out. So it does make sense that we would kind of move to the right. And the reason why it would be significant if, people in the UK go to the left in a store where in America they move to the right is because humans are animals. And it turns out there aren't any geographical differences in migration direction among wild animals, non-human animals. They tend to just go the same way wherever every member of their species goes anywhere in the world. That's the direction they'll go. It's not like if one group of the species of gophers lives in North America and they go to the left,
Right.
and then the African family of gophers move to the right when they migrate. Yeah. That's not how it goes. They'll all gophers move, say, clockwise instead.
Right. And these patterns, though, are generally based on aid from the wind if you're a bird, any kind of weather pattern, like a solar pathway maybe. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing in that we, as far as clockwise, like I never really stopped to think why clockwise is clockwise and why the clock didn't go the other way, but it's based on the sundial. And it's based on specifically a northern hemispheric sundial, because that's the way the sun will cast in the northern hemisphere. If it was based on a southern hemispheric sundial, then the clock would literally, the 1 and the 2 and the 3 would be to the left of noon. Yeah,
and just calling it clockwise kind of begs the question, It's a human constructed direction, but it seems like the most natural thing in the world, because not only is it called clockwise, it's counterclockwise, which makes it seem radical and in opposition of the natural order of things to move leftward rather than rightward.
Right. The only thing weirder than seeing a clock that would be laid out in reverse would be to see a baseball player hit a ball and run to third base.
Yeah.
That would be very, very strange to my brain.
It would be, especially if somebody was timing it with a stopwatch that was running counterclockwise.
I wish Japan did that, because Japanese baseball is huge. That is huge. That would be so cool, is if they just ran in the opposite direction and that was kind of like their thing.
Yeah, they could. I mean, intramural games between American MLB teams and Japanese teams would be a total mess, right? But it'd be super entertaining to watch.
And then you've always got the one guy that just runs straight past the pitcher towards second.
Right, exactly. Depending on,
I'm just going there.
And depending on whose rules you were playing, like that person would always be out because you just have to throw to first base or throw to third base.
They'd also be a doubles specialist, I guess. One way this can come into play, though, is in architecture, because architects like to have fun. And if they're designing something that they want to make you feel sort of either ill at ease or just sort of get your neurons firing in a different way, they can sort of drive you left in the United States out of the bat and put things of more interest on the left. Because, and it's pretty subtle. It's not like some radical shift. Right. When you walk in, you're like, oh my God, what's happening? But, moving people in a different direction counter to what they usually move can make your brain do different things.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I love that. That's if you want to stimulate people in a weird way and make them slightly uncomfortable. In grocery stores and retail stores where you want people to feel totally comfortable, so they want to stay long and spend lots of money there, you want to do the opposite. You want to kind of go with the natural flow. And we've talked about this extensively in videos, I think other podcasts, about how they lay out grocery stores to basically, I hate to use the word manipulate you, but manipulate you into, shelling out as much cash as possible. And a big part of that is funneling you to the right and then placing things strategically in that counterclockwise motion that they expect you to move through the store in.
Yeah, I'd never think about it, even though we've talked about it a lot, but I can't think of a single grocery store I go to where the produce and stuff isn't on the right. And eventually you wind your way around, and on the left are like the frozen foods and ice cream and stuff like that. And the idea is that if you go in and go to the right and there's all the kind of junk food, you might just get that and leave and not spend as much money.
Right.
I probably just use ergo wrong, but what they do is they wind you around to the right where you buy like your produce and the things that you need. And then on your way out of that counterclockwise circle, that's when you're going to do the impulse buys and say like, oh, well, let me have those those chips and that ice cream or that whatever, that whipped cream that is Cool Whip that I eat straight out of the bucket.
Right. Which is
Because it's so good.
It's so good. Remember the peanut butter Cool Whip combo?
No. Oh, yeah.
I told you.
I got on that right after you told
so
me.
So good. So dangerous, though.
Well, I mean, we can't keep Cool Whip in our house. It's gone in a matter of a day and a half. We just can't do it. Like, we'll get it for Thanksgiving for like pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
And I always get an extra because I know that the pumpkin pie is not going to have any.
That's hilarious.
Because Emily and I are just sneaking in there like a spoonful at a time.
So good, man. I'm totally.
And my daughter doesn't know yet. Once she's introduced to that, it's all over because the freezer is low enough.
Right. And you have plenty of stools handy.
Yeah, and fingers or spoons.
So now that the way you just described the grocery store, now that I think about it, every grocery store I've gone into, the pharmacy is the last thing to your left when you go in. And there's basically no way to get directly to it. You have to go through other stuff. And then they give
That's
you
the opposite at my Publix.
Is that right? The pharmacy
is it's the first thing on the right when you walk in.
I'm thinking Publix too. I guess I'm in a different design or a different dimension. Maybe there's a Berenstain effect going on.
Weird.
Yeah. So you got anything else about the way people move?
No, I mean, this last thing is kind of funny. They did a test in a store in Philadelphia where they tried to funnel people to the left by putting up like pallets and all these big things that block your way. And people were like literally crawling over pallets
right.
just so they could go to the right.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
It is pretty funny.
Philly strong.
That's right. So since Chuck said Philly strong, everybody, of course, that means that Short Stuff is out.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.